What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Gutterball 55. We got your two favorite podcast hosts here. Myself, Paul, co-host and brother Jackson. We're going to jump right into it here. But first, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. All of our supporters, though, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to be a guest, comment. Just comment on one of our videos. We'll look. We'll get in touch with you. Or just email gutterballbusiness@gmail.com. And, we'll vet you. Send us your resume, your social security number, your credit card,
everything about
your
you.
debt, finance,
And real quick,
records.
Everyone says they got nothing to talk about. You got something to talk about. Don't be a fucking loser and come on a Gutterball podcast, all right? You've been slacking. Come on.
This podcast is run by
losers.
Once
we blow up, we're going to have people coming left and right to come on, and you're going to be asking, and you're going to be like, sorry, buddy, you blew it. You could have been Gutterball day one, but you weren't. So, go to hell.
Yeah.
So,
and also,
how we doing, Paul?
I'm doing good, but just remember, our auditing and vetting process is worse than the IRS. Like, we'll take your home. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Mess up your form? That's a fucking state offense right there. We'll throw you in jail. We'll lock you up in the Gutterball jail. We're militia now. We're a state. We're a union.
Didn't dot the I's and cross the T's, buddy. Life in prison.
Yeah. What is it? What is it that Texas is? Like, it's not technically, isn't it like not a state or something? It's like a free union or something. What is that? Or Pennsylvania. It's a Commonwealth. That's what it is.
The Commonwealth.
Yeah, the Commonwealth of Gutterball right there. We're going to start a new one. I think that's easier to start.
Dude, if we started like actively talking about starting a Commonwealth somewhere in the United States, the government would come and apprehend us.
Yeah, I mean,
they would not allow that. They would not.
I'm just looking for
hey guys, this coordinate to this coordinate, it is now known as Gutterball Commonwealth. It's just the entire United States.
I don't think they'd be cool with that. I do not think they'd be down.
Well, if we started talking about militia and getting armed, then it would be a problem.
They'd probably be pretty concerned. I just there was a bug on my ring light, so I just squashed it to death. I always ask people this: what age did you stop being scared of spiders and bugs for the most part? Where you're just like, I don't care about this spider. I'm going to smash it to death and it's going to get out of my way. I think I transitioned about a year ago where I just got angry at the sight of a spider that I just killed and I wasn't even scared that it was going to hurt me. I just wanted it dead.
I don't know. I've always been kind of spooked by insects mainly. They just scare me at first, like if they come out of nowhere. But then, like I've never really had a problem killing them, especially since if you live with a girl that is scared of them, you're the one that has to murder them. So.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. No, I just figure that I'm gonna be the bug killer, so I might as well already get the practice in. But I always was impressed because Nate, Nate, I won't drop his last name, but good friend of mine. He's country strong kid, right out in the country, and I've seen him as a child like grab spiders and just squash them to death. Big ass spiders, squash them with his fingers, or even hornets. I think he did a hornet one time. He was just sitting there. He picked it up, fucking smashed its head and threw it on the ground. It's like, fuck this thing, and I'm like, damn, that's cool as hell. So now I just been doing that, not hornets or nothing, but I'll just kill any bug. I don't care. Stay out of my way, bugs. I don't want to see you.
How was your week, Jack? We should probably jump into our weeks quick. I know it's been a
second.
No, it's okay. I said we were gonna jump right in. Yeah, I jumped right into bug talk.
I wanted to talk about bugs. So we're on that bug talk. My week was great. I'm just focusing on myself, trying to figure out what I am doing with my life. There's this maybe I'm trying to do lyrics of the week maybe each time, and lyric of the week this week for me that really resonates is from Bleach, Zilla Chameleon, and Denzel Curry, and the lyric is, the only thing I know is that I don't know, and that's it. And I like that, so that's kind of like my vibe of the whole week. Is I'm just kind of worked out 6 days last week since the last podcast. One day I took off, which was yesterday, and then working 40 hours a week again and just trying to figure out where to go and slowly putting all this stuff on Grailed and pricing out everything.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it.
And you can find the Grailed if you want some of Jackson's spicy stuff. It'll be in the description below. Lots of FTP clothing and whatnot. Well, that's good, man. How was your 4th of July? Did you do anything?
No, not much. Just kind of took it easy. I'm not too much one with organized holidays. I don't really give a fuck, what day it is. But I do like to kind of go on like neighborhood apps, where you can see like woodland neighborhoods. People just complain about fireworks. That's kind of funny to see. But yeah, I took it pretty easy. Just worked out, did some gutterball.
You didn't light off any fireworks?
I let off a couple M80s and stuff.
Can I light off one tomorrow night?
Yeah. I don't even know if I'd light off the bigger ones because they sound like a shotgun, bro. It is so fucking loud.
Let's just walk to Hartley quick and just do it and get out of there.
Let's just do that. We got to blow up something. Like, Paul, you can get a big ass watermelon and it will vaporize it. Like, there won't even be anything there. It'll just be gone. It'll be like the goo perk in Fallout 4. Everything just vaporized in the dust. So, yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. But other than that, that's pretty good. How about your 4th? What'd you do? Any more Roman candle fights down there?
No. Oh yeah, bro. So my 4th was
Saw some videos.
My 4th was good. We so for those of you who don't know, my girlfriend and I's anniversary is on the 4th of July, as far as us like officially like dating, whatever. So it was our 6-year anniversary. So we've been together 6 years. And so usually we do something the weekend before, the weekend after. This year we just kind of decided to take it easy. But we did still do something. So, and it's also tough because nothing's fucking open on the 4th, you know, like anything you really want to go do, like restaurant, whatever. So, yeah, we got breakfast in the morning and then she bought me a PS5, which was sick. I'll go into the PS5 more later. And then, the rest of the day we went to her sister's place and hung out with her sister and her cousins and just played like yard games, like ladder ball and badminton, and hung out and grilled, had barbecue. It was good. It was a good time. It was fun. Got home late in the evening, watched a movie, hung out. Honestly, just like a nice relaxed day that the both of us have. So it was good. Didn't light off any fireworks, but Dexter hates fireworks, like most dogs. He does not like it. He just gets really scared. He doesn't bark or anything, but he'll kind of whine a little bit. He doesn't like it. And of course, we got the jackasses out here at the school behind us. There's like fucking so many people out there this year, dude. There was like 50 people lighting off fireworks, shooting them at each other, shooting mortars off, like right at the school there. I'm like, good God. Yeah. But it's a good spot to do it, and that's where everybody does it because it's just so open.
Surprised it's even legal on schools.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just here's the deal. Minneapolis cops are slim to nil. They have more important things to worry about, and when there's 50 fucking people lighting off fireworks, they ain't gonna, they don't have enough cops to send to.
No, deal with that. They got to worry about the hammer murders.
Yeah, the fucking
drug addicts,
Somali gang activity going on, and all that shit down here. So it was good. My week was pretty average. So everyone knows that listens, I've injured my wrist in boxing month back now. I started going back after a few week layoff. It hurts again. Part of me thinks I should just keep going, but I decided not to. This week, I haven't been going. What I have done is I've only worked out twice. The first time, because I could just go to like my office gym. The first time I worked out, I did a half hour on that Strider machine. I usually like to do the elliptical bike, but their fucking elliptical bike in the gym don't work because it's one of those smart ones and they didn't subscribe for the month. So it's literally a paperweight. The things don't move until you subscribe to the thing on the bike.
No
the
way.
Building, yeah. So
you're
it
truly
doesn't fucking
in a
move.
dystopia.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
They just don't want you to work
it's
out. It's
up.
like pay to win.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, are you shadow boxing at all? No, why not shadow? Like, does that hurt to shadow?
No, I used to at first. I don't know. I just never really done it.
Get in front of a mirror and shadow box. You don't shadow, dude. Zach, at least when I box, I do 4 rounds of shadow box to warm up always because I want to get that twist and rotation before I ever hit a bag. Personally, that's just me. Everyone trains differently, but dude, do some shadow boxing in the mirror. Look at your form and stuff. It's really good. Do that.
Okay,
I recommend that.
Yeah,
because that won't hurt your wrist.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Still put on wraps.
I'll look in the mirror and I'll do a shadow box for like a minute, but I don't like go into it or put wraps on. Yeah.
Nah, you got put the wraps on, do 3-minute rounds, 30-second intervals, do 4 rounds. If you're not hitting the bag at all, do fucking 12 rounds.
Do you just throw the 6 the whole time, or do you do combos? Like, do you just
I do everything. 1, 2, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. You do everything. It's more about the step in the rotation because I want to practice.
Do you do it randomly, or do you know in your head what you're throwing, or do you just throw?
I know in my head what I'm throwing. Yeah, I know. I know beforehand. I mostly start with 1 to 2s the first round because I don't want to go right into hooks because I'm not quite warmed up there.
Yeah.
And then I throw everything. You throw the 3s, uppercuts, hooks, whatever. You do all that shiz. You do some good footwork. And that's really important, I think. Just the footwork mainly because you can rotate.
Yeah, I haven't been taught proper footwork or form really. I'm honestly just winging it, but
you're in town tomorrow, we'll learn some footwork.
Anyways, in boxing, or with the whole boxing layoff, I just go to the gym. I do about a half hour. I did the first day this week. I did a half hour on the Strider machine, and then I actually forced myself to do sets of weights without guidance, and I thought I did pretty good. I did everything from glute bridges to, bicep curls, hammer curls. I did squats, sumo squats, kettlebell swings, all, of course, in different reps. And then I also hopped on the machines and did some stuff too,
Hmm.
like pull down bar and stuff. Like, I think for everything, I tried to do 10 repetitions, like 3 sets is what I just did.
Yeah.
And I also went with heavier barbells this time because I'm kind of getting there now. Like I can do heavier ones
Uh,
than I could before, which is good.
Are you
But
willing to tell me what's heavy for you? Barbells?
like
Is
what's
it 20, 20 you using 20 pound, 25?
I'm
What are you
up
using?
I'm up to 20s now, but like
Nice.
30s are heavy. I can do them. It's just I don't get as many. For me, it's about the repetitions.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So
No,
like
do what you can,
yeah, like
I
I
was
mean,
curious what weight
I
you were
ain't gonna
doing.
lie. I started at Rumble doing 10s and I made my way up to 15s and now I'm like 15, 20-ish. Like I've been doing 15 at Rumble. I just decided to do 20. I mean, I have 20s here.
Mhm.
I don't have 15s here.
That's
Um,
funny. I just graduated to 25s,
nice,
actually.
nice.
Yeah, now I'm like done with 20s.
So like, I mean, I'm slowly getting there. I probably could do 25s, but I don't know. It kind of depends on what gym you go to. Rumble and the gym at my work have different like sized weight increments. And then I've been
Mhm.
using the medicine ball. I did like Russian twists or oblique
I just bought one.
twists. Yeah, I have an 8 pound here, but they have like 16 up to like 20 in the
Nice.
gym. But anyways, so yeah, and then today I went to go work out. I want to do weights, but I was finding like I was still kind of hurting my hand lifting weights this first week. So I just did cardio today. And plus I had the cast. So I just did like a half
Mhm.
hour, 35 minutes of Strider,
There you go.
the Strider machine. I did like 3.5 miles or something,
Mhm.
which
Just
isn't
keeping it
great.
up. I like that even if you can't hit it, keep at it because that's really, really good stuff. Yeah, no, I've been like I said, I've been working out 6 days a week. I'm trying to trying to get fit. I'm trying to lose some of
Yeah.
this weight. I lost about 10 pounds already in
Nice,
the
man.
course of like a month, which isn't really shit. Like I think
Yeah.
I
It's
could
just
do way
water
more.
weight. Yeah.
It's just water weight, but it's still good.
Yeah.
It's in like a month. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
There's worse weights, but I'm at like about 205 now, trying to get into the 190s. Got about 15 pounds to lose. I think I could lose that in a month if I just cut the calories, work out a shit ton, do some sweat lodge shit, and I should be Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, I bought a medicine ball, 20 pounds, doing
Nice.
hella workouts with that, a lot of them. Um, one I'm gonna tell you right now, Paul, is really good, is do sit-ups with them, put it on your forehead. But when you get to the top, throw it up and then catch it. It's like a
Okay.
really good exercise. Try that. But yeah, no, working out's been good. I'm just trying to keep that up and keep the weight gain down because I think my problem is mostly eating at night. Got to stop eating at night. Got to
Dude,
cut that
I'm
shit out.
so bad lately.
Hmm.
It's been horrible. I'm at towards
I've
the
been
end of
bad
my
as well.
maintenance, which I'm just going to continue, but I'm at the end towards like my actual end of my diet. And these last 2 weeks have been brutal. Anything past 8 p.m., I have just a hankering for anything and everything. And I just gotta like literally, I just like go to bed. Like I can't even
Yeah, right.
like I
No,
won't
that's what
even
I do.
play games or anything because all I can think about is food. I'll just go to sleep.
I brushed my teeth and then a little bit after that I chew gum and I'm like, well, I'm not eating because I'm chewing gum, so it's okay, it's
Yeah.
fine. But enough about us, kind of. Let's get into like some Supreme Court rulings that have been happening lately.
Ah,
Paul,
yes,
could you
hot
tell us?
topics.
Because you know a little bit more about this one, and I think I know a little bit more about the other one. So tell us a little bit about the Supreme Court college ruling with tuition
Yeah,
fees.
yeah. So, as you know, we've talked about it a couple times way in the past on the cast and, last week's cast about the, Supreme Court's going to be ruling on a few things. And one of the main ones was student loan forgiveness, mainly because that affects me directly. Um, the Supreme Court struck it down, kind of not really a surprise, pretty right-wing court. Every ruling, I think, was 6-3, and it was every conservative justice against it that struck it down. Um, is their ruling wrong? Obviously it's all opinionative,
Hmm.
it's all who you ask. A lot of people I know and a lot of, just me in general, I think it was wrong in the sense of like they ruled it on the basis that Biden didn't have the executive authority to do that with the Heroes Act or whatever, whereas I think he did. I don't know. It's always in like The conservatives are in, like, they want to keep their rich white friends white, but what I think people don't understand is if this does cause a recession, which who knows if it will. Maybe it will. If this does cause a recession towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, like, because they didn't forgive these loans, or if it contributes to it, all those people are going to lose money anyways because they have money in stocks. So, like, when a recession happens, stocks go down. So it's like, it's a lose-lose no matter what, really. Like, when it comes to, like, if you're thinking about it that way, yeah, like, whatever, I have to pay whatever the rest of my loans back. It is what it is. Am I going to give them all the money right away? Fuck no. The government's going to get the minimum payment every single time. They can kiss my ass because I think school should be free. And people that think that, like, oh, the taxes are going to have to pay if the loans got forgiven, it wasn't going to be that way because they already... It's like the whole Harvard-Princeton thing, where if they were to just stop making people pay tuition, we would have been fine. But it's just it's the principle of it. I get it. Like, people before didn't have to pay for the loans, but also too, I don't necessarily super disagree with the Supreme Court's decision because, like, Biden really didn't have the authority to do that. I just think he went about it the wrong way and too fast. Like, it was literally just like, hey, we're gonna do this. Like, they should have used the there was an act in, like, 1965 called, like, the Higher Education Act. And if you would have went that route, people say it would have passed, but then other people say it wouldn't have passed if you went that route. So who knows? All I know is that the Biden administration is working on repayment things that are going to come out towards the end of the summer because repayment starts October 1st. That's when your first bill's due. So yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. But yeah, they struck it down. I wasn't super surprised. Was I hoping the other way? Yes. Were a lot of people hoping the other way? Yes. Were a lot of people hoping it did get struck down? Yes. Like, it's a very divided opinion. No matter who you ask. I mean, there's a reason why these things go to the Supreme Court. It's because it's a very divided opinion. Do I think the Supreme Court should be changed? Yes. Like, as far as, like, who's on it. I'm sick of old people being on it. I don't think you should, I think we talked about this last week. You shouldn't be on that fucking chair till you die.
Yeah, no, we definitely did talk about that. I think I also threatened to murder them all. So,
in Minecraft.
That happened. No, in real life.
In Roblox.
Yeah, I'm schizo-based. No, in real life. I'm schizo-based. I don't have to hide my memes behind you. Come for me. I want them to. I want the smoke. I'm going to go buy a gun right now. I'm just kidding.
The only thing I have to add to that ruling is I think there is a survey somewhere that said between 65 and 75% of people that are going to have loan repayment start up again for them that do own loans say that they can't pay it. And that is the issue, right? Is a bunch of people are going to default on their loans. However, the Biden administration has already put one thing in place, which means I think it's something along the lines, I don't remember what it's called. The first year, if you default or go delinquent on your loans, it isn't going to affect you negatively. Like, it won't go to collections. But after that first year, you're fucked. Now, part of me thinks it's just like, at this point, you guys have already tried so much. Why not just say, fuck it? Let them default on the loan. Stop giving them stop giving us another padding year.
Yeah.
Because what have these people been doing for 3 years?
That's what I'm literally about to say. How long were they paused for?
Like 3 years.
What the fuck were you doing? Yeah.
Like 2 to 3 years.
How do you not say? Because I know,
Paul,
you're smart enough. I know you have the money, but you're not just going to give it to them all at once.
No.
You're going to be like, you're going to get it, but over time, well on you. But most people ain't even going to get one payment in. So
the only thing that could really fuck me is if they decide, and I doubt they would do this because it would be unconstitutional and illegal, is upping the interest on student loans. I don't think they would do that.
That is like riot shit, Paul.
Yeah.
Like, you saying that, people are going to start going rioting.
Well, I thought people were going to start rioting after this ruling for it because there's just so many people in debt.
Yeah.
I mean, way worse than me. I know people that are 6 figures, upper $500,000 in debt. Did they make the right choices? Maybe not.
No, they didn't. I don't think they did at all. Because if you haven't paid it off by then, and, what have you done with those securities?
The problem, too, is when you have that much in debt, Jack, here's where the problem lies, I think, for a majority of these people with 6 figures in debt, even if it's just like $100,000 flat. Usually out of school, and even in that first 10 years, the problem is, Jack, and the reason why student loans are a problem is those people aren't making enough money, even if they go into a degree. Like, they go into, like even most lawyers are in debt for a long time and shit because it's just so much school. but
Mhm.
they ain't making enough money to keep up with the interest, because the interest keeps stacking. So like they'll
Yeah,
make
no, it
their
makes sense.
payments and it'll be 10 years later and they still owe the same amount because all they've been able to do is pay down the interest.
What you just described is a perfect example why college is a scam.
Yeah.
Like, to say that a lawyer would have to spend any amount of time besides like 2 years to pay that shit off, one of the most trusted civil servants, is fucking absurd. Same with even cops and mostly
Yeah.
nurses and doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I always do forget that because I don't put myself in those positions. It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
look at them,
Well,
you know?
there's that lawyer who literally Uber drives in the evening and on the weekends to
Yeah.
pay off his loans.
Oh, yeah, I've
Aside
seen
from
that.
doing,
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
fucked up, dude. Like, why even do that at that point, you know? But if you love it, you love it, I guess. I'm glad you found something, but man, that just seems like you're getting fucking short into the stick there. I thought it was just, I guess it makes sense. Look at Saul Goodman. Look what he had to do. Look at all the shit he had to go through,
yeah.
man. Jimmy, man.
But
Like, he
yeah,
was a
so
shit lawyer
I
to
think
begin
that's not
with.
what a lot of people don't think about. It's just like when you have interest on a already high thing like that, it's pretty unrealistic for people to pay it off in due time. Like
Yeah.
my community college is out of the question. That's like the interest I could keep up with, I could pay it off, whatever. Actually, I already paid off majority of the interest that accrued on all the loans. It's just like now I
Nice.
just owe like, like what's left, but still like the interest still is going to start again on October or whatever, when it kicks off again, or September. But yeah, that's enough about the student loan forgiveness. I know there are people listening that are probably really bummed it didn't work out. And I know there are people listening that are like, yeah, fuck them. Like they should have to pay for it. Totally get it. But it's a weird world we live in where it's even a consideration, right? Like we all admit that the college and the loan thing and just money for school is a problem? Because I think we can all admit
Yeah.
that it's a fucking problem.
Mhm.
Sure, should it cost money? Sure, maybe it should cost some money, maybe. But also, like, I don't get me wrong, I wish school was free, but it's also like it's probably gonna have to cost some money, just how our economy and just how our system's already built. You can't undo it and just make it free, I don't think.
What government institutions and actions can you say aren't completely fucked? You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
you got the
Social
education
security,
system,
fucked.
all that. You know, it's just, man, everything you do is shitty. Like with drugs and everything, man, it just ends up being a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm
greatest
glad I'm not
country
in
in the
charge of it. I'm
world.
glad I'm not in
Oh, I'm
charge
just
of it.
kidding. No. No, I'd be fucked, dude. I mean, look at Obama when he came out. That man looked like a ghoul. Like a Fallout 4 ghoul when he came out. He's just
God,
done
yeah,
for.
he's done.
It sucks the life out of you. And people are like surprised when these fucking presidents come out and they're using Sudafed or fucking, crack to get moving. Oh, Trump's smoking crack. No shit. You put all the weight of the entire United States on one man's shoulder. Of course he's gonna smoke a little crack. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's just what they're gonna do. Like, how could you not do that to handle the pressure?
Did you see that they found cocaine in the White House?
Oh,
this
yeah, of
past
course.
weekend? Yeah, and they think it was like where Biden
Which-
usually frequents, whatever.
I would I assume he'd freak in every place in the White House, but I just assume there'd be cocaine and drugs all over it. I assume the walls would be laced with drugs all over the place. I mean, all the presidents are.
I want
to.
to go in the White House sometime. I want to go do a tour.
Conspiracy theory. JFK. It's not even conspiracy theory. It's true. JFK. Dr. Feelgood. You know that song, Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That was written about JFK's doctor because he was giving him a lot of drugs. I mean, JFK was using meth the whole time.
Yeah.
He was in office, but. You want to know who Dr. Feelgood was just a name they gave him. I think is that his name translated to Feelgood from German. It translated from German because guess who he was a doctor to as well? Adolf Hitler. Little science fact for you.
I think you're
Most people
lying.
don't know. No, I'm true. Look it up. It's a true fact.
JFK's
They don't
doctor
want
was
you to know
Hitler's
about
doctor?
this. Yes, it's a true
Interesting.
fact. Look that up. Very, very real.
How was he
All
Hitler's
for
doctor?
drugs.
Was he in Germany?
Yeah.
And then he came to the States? Or
Well, yeah,
was
he probably got grabbed at the Normandy trials or whatever. When we
Yeah.
grabbed all them to run NASA for us. The
Interesting.
Nazis got us to the moon. Yeah, I mean they're all over in Argentina still, but yeah, enough about
Yeah, they're
Nazis in
all in
Argentina.
Argentina.
More. They are. That's not even a joke. Don't even laugh at that. That's not even funny. Go to Argentina and you walk down the street and there'll be a Guten Tag and you'll be walking down and they'll be like, "What the fuck's going on here? There's German breweries and shit." I'm telling you, go down there. I'll take a trip with you. Let's go. Me and you will go. We'll to Argentina.
We'll get disappeared looking into that.
I know we will. So I actually don't even want to go down there. Let's go to the North Pole and get shot.
God.
He'll kill you on sight there. What are the Nazis are there too? But The second thing the Supreme Court ruled on was affirmative action. Now, for those that don't know, it was affirmative action about college rulings. Another thing about college, if I'm correct, right? It was just about colleges and tuitions, and more specifically, I think it was focused on Harvard for some reason. A lot of people are talking about
It
them.
was higher. It was I think it was based somebody from Harvard's the one that started the case or whatever, but
Yeah,
that's what it was revolved around. But it's like any higher Ivy League school or really any school in general now, and I'll let you go into it of what they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah. Not community college. They're pretty much just trying to breach for equality of outcome, and this is what has been coming for years. Everyone has said it. Jordan Peterson has said it. Watch out for that equality of outcome because you don't want that. I believe that's what it is, if I'm saying that correctly. Pretty much, they just want people of color to be put in positions where they wouldn't otherwise be picked for because of their intelligence. I guess is kind of what they're saying. Is pretty much like and it's harder to describe than I think it is, but pretty much we're just trying to race bait people into positions of power when it doesn't work.
Well, you know what the
And
ruling was, right?
it was no, right?
Yeah, so
Correct.
basically how colleges and stuff have worked for a while now is like for whatever reason that if you were of a minority, even though you didn't have the intellectual, you didn't meet the bar or there were people, but maybe you met the bar, but there were people better than you, maybe they were white
Mm,
or something,
yeah.
you would get in because they wanted, again, like you said, people of color or anything else, people that, of a minority in these higher level positions or in these roles or in these jobs, just due to like because we prioritize white people. But now it's like and now the Supreme Court was like, no, fuck that. No schools can admit you based on race. They can't even collect
Mhm.
race. Basically, and also, if you're listening to this, take this with a grain of salt. Go look up more of the info because we're just two idiots on a podcast. But I
I think
think,
that's right.
yeah, and I think now it's basically like it doesn't matter. Like if it's based on intellect now. So you
Good.
got to do the highest scores. And like everybody's making memes already about like Asian people being like, because like they have just like the
Yeah.
highest intelligence based on just like that's how it is. Like call it
Yeah. It's
racist if you want. It's been
mhm,
proven that they have just on average a higher IQ, I believe.
Jewish.
I think it's
Jews.
Jewish too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And that's
And
just what it is. It's
somehow it falls on the white person's back that we're where we are racist because we're in those positions of power, but it's like that doesn't work. And if you're wondering why black people aren't reaching that level of IQ, I guess, and maybe even more of school, and it's just look at how often they go and how much those families are typically broken. And it sucks. It's tough to say, but not a lot of them get up to those positions of power just because they can't handle it, or nor do they even want it. So it's better to give it to people that know what the fuck they're doing. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, fuck, I'm not gonna go hire the second best guy just because of his color. It's not how that should work, man.
Yeah,
That's a dangerous,
and
slippery slope.
anybody and anybody listening here, please take this as a fact of like if I had to hire somebody for the job, I'm gonna hire who has the best experience and seems like the
Mhm,
best fit, like based
mhm.
on their intellect and experience. I'm not gonna hire them because I was told to because we don't have that many people like that person that work here, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
for
trying
sure
to
it
like
does.
bring race into it, but um a lot of employers down here do that. Like it's gonna stop at the colleges now. It ain't gonna and they're gonna work around it. They're gonna find a workaround. But what it is gonna not stop at is the private companies because they'll do it. I mean, like companies I used to work for have a diversity and inclusion department. It's all just literally about putting butts in seats of
Mhm.
people that of of different race, even if they might not meet the requirements against a candidate that isn't of that color. It's
Yeah, even the same with just women too. Men and women, trying to put them in positions of power that they don't necessarily want to. It just doesn't work out. And
And
it's
I'm
really,
not
really dumb.
saying no one can do it. Like we're not
Yeah,
saying
right. Yeah,
anybody
no
can
one can
do
do it.
it, but
Yeah.
like if you don't have the
Sorry, I didn't mean
skills,
to sound
the
like I did say that.
experience, yeah, the IQ or anything, like
Hmm.
like
I don't
any
know, man.
you can be
Yeah.
whatever you want, but you really got to apply yourself. And if it comes down to fucking IQ, it is what it is, man. Everybody's dealt a shit hand in one way or another. Some of us
Hmm.
worse than others.
Well, if you're gonna equalize that, then you got to equalize everything else, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
if quote unquote, like, let's just say men and women, because I know more of those statistics off the top of my head. If like fucking more men work outside, are you going to normalize that? Or more men are in prison, are you going to equalize the prisons then? Are you going to equalize every job playing field, or just the ones that are convenient to you? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Or the ones that you can control.
You can't control.
Because you
Exactly.
can't control men going to prison. It's just more
Yeah.
men on average have higher aggression, more prone to
Mhm.
do dumbass shit. They're gonna
No,
be in
right, for
prison.
sure.
Like, and then like,
It's just the way it happens.
and then like, again, not to bring race into it, but it's like I don't know the facts at all about like what race goes to prison the most. I would assume white, just based on the population. But it's like I know, but if you look at like again, what you were talking about, broken families, upbringing, all that stuff, that all comes into play with what happens to people. Should that happen? No, I wish everybody got a fair shot. You know, I wish everybody's mom and dad was around. They had a healthy family. Their parents didn't do drugs. They stayed together. They were raised in a healthy household. Whether it's two, women raising kids or two boys raising, I don't give a shit. Or two guys raising kids, I don't give a shit. As long as it's just like a healthy family, I don't care. But not everybody gets that shot. So
you got to be careful about lesbians raising men, because they will grow up to also hate men. So that's a slippery slope. So just to warn you there. Look out for that. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I, for one, am all for shutting this down right at the door and continuing onward. And hopefully we don't have to hear about it for the next 20 years.
And
you know what I mean?
Really quick, one of the other big things the Supreme Court ruled on was the website thing. I don't care too much about it. They ruled in her favor.
Canada stuff. Yeah.
The website about the wedding.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Canada and Google.
Oh, I don't know about that. But anyways,
okay.
You remember how like years ago there was that lady that was, owned a bakery, and she said she wouldn't make those people a gay cake because she didn't support their wedding?
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I do remember her.
There
yeah,
is essentially this time around that went to the Supreme Court, a lady that designs websites. A gay couple went to them or went to her and was like, "Hey, design us a website." And she said, "No, basically, I'm not going to design your website." Goes to the Supreme Court, and they lost. They ruled in her favor, saying a private business can refuse any work for anybody. Here's two things about that. And I don't know if one thing is, why would you want a bitch that doesn't like you anyways to make your website?
Yeah.
Even if you won that case, would you still want her to make that fucking website? Something tells me she wasn't going to do a great job, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I think it was for a wedding, Number two, I don't know if this is true, but I heard somewhere that the couple specifically picked her out to do it because she knew she would shoot it down, to try it. Like they were trying to get money or try to bring it to court, like on purpose.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was like a heavily Christian business or whatever belief system she was in. Again, talking out of my ass, but yeah, the court ruled in her favor. And what do you think about that, Jack? Do you think the business has the right to refuse anybody, even if it is against their beliefs?
Yeah, absolutely. You have the right to refuse anybody.
I agree.
One, why are you even voicing it to begin with, your opinion? When she sent that and she saw it was gay, all she needed to say was, "I don't want to do it."
Yeah.
And she could ask why. No reason. I just don't want to do it.
Or I'm too busy.
I'm too busy.
Yeah,
that's it. You didn't need to voice your opinion. No one really gives a fuck. I also don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
How's it say this. Is it worse if she refused a black person? She says, "No, I don't do it for black people." Would that Supreme Court wouldn't? I don't even know if Supreme Court would rule on that. I think they'd be like, "Well, you're racist, so you have to serve them." You know what I mean? How's that any different at the same time? Because it's not shit people can control at the end of the day. So yeah, no, I do agree with the business. Yeah, you should be able to do whatever you want, but it's not necessarily. It just seems waste of your time to voice why, because now you're in the Supreme Court. You dummy.
That, and it's a waste. I think it's just a waste of our court and our
time. Yeah.
Why
are we
our
arguing
legal
about
systems. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I would have told those two guys.
Yeah.
Go to the fucking go to the 1,000 other not bakery. Go to the 1,000 other fucking people who make websites. I'm sure you'll find one that'll do it for you. Problem solved.
If that would happen to me, no, we don't do that. Why not? Because we don't believe in that. Okay. See you later. I don't want you to make my cake anyway. Go fuck yourself. That's probably what I would say.
Yeah.
And that would be the end of the conversation. I don't need to go sue them, bring it to Supreme Court. The fact that we're arguing about this is fucking stupid when we still don't have the Epstein client list, so I don't even want to hear about it anymore. Frankly, I'm sick of the Supreme Court. I'm done. We're
Yeah.
done. We're talking about politics.
Yeah.
That's done for Vesca.
We're
I'm
do-
talking about fun shit.
Yeah. Now we
Can I
get
talk
into the
about-
fun stuff.
Can I talk about this Spanish online thing I did when I trolled my Spanish teacher? You guys
Sure.
are gonna like this. So this was fucking probably about ninth grade. It had been 9th or 10th grade, and this is when I was going through my I don't give a fuck phase, you know, kind of being a piece of shit. Not really doing well in school. Did graduate. But I had Spanish online. I took Spanish 2 online. I think it was 9th grade, actually, now that I think about it. And I was bad at it. Like, I took it online because I couldn't pass the regular one. So I had to swap to online.
Taking it in person's hard enough. Taking it online's got to be worse.
It's even worse. Well, mind you, I failed. By the way, I failed it. So I knew I was gonna fail it, but it was a requirement for some reason that I at least turned everything in. They're like, well, you can at least turn everything in. Wait, no, did I fail it? No, I definitely failed it because I made that up later. Pretty much I failed it, but for the final, I just phoned it in because I couldn't do it. So I was using a lot of Google Translate. My entire history of that class was Google Translate. But at the end of it, you had to write paragraphs about like family shit. Like write a whole paragraph about what you ate for dinner. So I decided to write in the point of view of a robot eating dinner. I don't know why I had this in my head. So I described me eating motor oil, drinking motor oil, like eating nuts and bolts, like fucking salzals. Like, yeah, I had a big bowl of nails and milk, and I ate it. And she responds, bowls and nails and milk and oil. What are you talking about? This does not make sense at all. I'll never forget the comments she sent to me, and they were all exclamation points. Like, this doesn't make sense at all. What are you talking about?
You dummy! You idiot!
What are you doing? What are you talking about? And I just went through this entire fucking goddamn final and just copied and pasted Slipknot lyrics, Rush lyrics. I took Psychosocial, put it into a Spanish generator, posted it in Spanish. So it's just the entire lyrics to Psychosocial, Slipknots. It's like, you know, fucking the limits of the dead, and it's all in Spanish though. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's just a song you wrote. Very beautiful. I think she actually said something like that. I would put Rush in there, like Fly By Night and Tom Sawyer. I'm like, yeah, I wrote this. And it's Tom Sawyer all in Spanish.
You're just plagiarizing, thinking you're bad. Yeah. You're thinking you're like a new Spanish artist, like metal singer.
Yeah, literally. Oh man, I'll never forget about that. And just her replying, just like, what are you talking about in all caps? Like, you're a fucked up kid. And lo and behold, yeah, I did fail the class. Fuck that. Doesn't matter. Made it up easy mode later on. But that's a good time.
Spanish 1, I took freshman year at East High School. And I had a teacher, I can't remember her name, skinny white chick, but she kind of had a temper. Like she would get mad. If she got mad, she'd say basta, which means like enough in Spanish. Like she'd
Wait, is the teacher?
Yeah. She'd get pretty mad.
Gotcha.
Well, whenever, because the problem is we had a lot of dickheads in her class, because the class I was in was a mix of freshmen just getting into high school, decent young lads such as myself,
right,
and also a mix of juniors and seniors that were just taking it the fuck off last minute. They weren't taking it seriously. And I was in between. I was a good kid, but I was always friends with the older crowd. So like I was in a class with my buddy Jacob and a guy named Al and Sydney. There was just a bunch of people I was friends with that were in that class that were older, and we'd always fuck around in class. You know, we'd talk a lot. It was bad. We weren't good kids, but I was really sick one Friday, and it was a Friday of like a bigger test, which I didn't want to miss. I was actually pissed. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna stay after school and make this up next week now. God damn it.
That sucks.
I come in Monday and the teacher is so mad at me. Like as I'm walking into class, she brings me out of class, and I'm like, she's like, why did you do this? And she's showing me like the entire stack of everybody's tests, and every single buddy's tests, every single test in the class had my name on it.
No,
those motherfuckers, while I was gone, Al, Jacob, and all them coordinated, got the whole class, almost the whole class, to put their name on my name on their test.
How have I not heard about
Paul
this?
Phi. They all put their name on the test.
Okay. For what reason?
And she's mad, and I'm like, I wasn't here. And she's like, wait, you weren't? I'm like, no, remember, like, go look at attendance. I wasn't here. I was sick. I have a note. Like, I was actually sick. She wouldn't believe me at first. And then she looked and she's like, oh my God. She's like, who did this. She had the entire thing of papers. Who coordinated this? Everybody has to take this test again. We have to take a whole class again to take a test. Now we're going to be behind today. She was so pissed. And she was still kind of mad at me after that. I'm like, I swear I had nothing to do with it. Like, I wasn't even here. I seriously didn't. They all wrote their name and didn't put their name on the test and still did the fucking test. Like,
for what reason? What possible reason could they have? Is that like a coup? Were they trying to overthrow her or something?
No, because I was Pablo in Spanish class. Everybody liked Pablo. I fucked around. I was a funny guy. I was like kind of like the class clown a little bit. Yeah. And they just like fucking, she was still mad at me. And I think even after that day, like throughout the rest of the semester, she was like not happy with me when she even knows I had nothing. How would I coordinate that? Oh yeah, I'm going to be gone today, guys. Everybody write. Like, you know, like...
It's true. How would you coordinate it?
Like...
Funny, Paul. Interesting.
Fuck off. I didn't do it. Anyways, I ended up going to a different school. I took Spanish 2 at a different school. Here I come and find out that they were way more accelerated in their Spanish 1, so behind in Spanish 2. Like, I didn't know what was going on. The teacher was speaking entirely in Spanish 2. Brutal. I passed with a C. I passed Spanish 1 with an A, or a high B. But after that, I was like, no more language. However, I do look back and I'm like, damn, I really wish I stuck with Spanish or something. But
yeah, I had a terrible teacher. But have you ever had that situation where you walk into class and after a test and the teacher has said everybody failed or like everybody did so horrible? Because I think I've had that happen probably like literally, I think 5 or 6 solid times where I've come into class and the teacher has gone, I grade on a curve and you guys did so bad. Like everyone failed it except for like 5 people. So we're gonna retake the entire test because this is fucking atrocious. And it always be on us for being retarded. But if you think about it, if more than half your students failed tests, shouldn't it be pointed back at the teacher, right? Because mine, you have one of those students that failed it.
It's a mix, man. It's a mix because
it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's funny you name that 5 or 6 times. I only had one time in school, and that was actually in college, where the teacher was like, everybody did so horrible. It was Algebra 1. So, ladies and gentlemen listening out there, if you know me, I'm terrible at math.
Same.
Like, I've just always been bad at math. Yeah, and, you know, when you go into school or community college, you take the ACT or whatever to see where you're at on every subject, and that'll kind of decide your placement in classes for your generals. Luckily, I did a lot of my college credit generals in high school, but I did terrible on the math ACT. So they're like, you need to take Algebra 1, and it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you $500, and it doesn't account towards a college credit. You just need to have it to get to a college math class. I'm like, okay. And that's just because it was the minimum requirement for my degree. I only needed to do one more math class after that, and then I was good. I took statistics or something, but I did Algebra 1, dude. And of course, I'm in there with a bunch of other people who aren't good at math, but these people I think could have been good at math. Most of them were just fuck-offs. That's the first year we added a basketball team to LSC. So I got all these basketball players that were in it that were just pretty much getting a full ride to LSC that were all from Florida to play basketball. And they just fucked off. They talked the whole time. They're so rude to the teacher. I felt so bad for this guy, even though he was kind of like a goofball, this old white guy. I felt so bad for him because they're so disrespectful.
These are obviously adults, right?
These are people
plus.
21. Like, or like 18. Like, these people weren't young. They were older. Maybe they were 18. Anyways, the first couple tests, dude, he was like, everybody scored so bad. I'm gonna like, because it's for college, at least it's on the teacher that if everybody scores bad, like, you know, like the teacher doesn't look good for the teacher at all. So he literally had to make this rule, and it was throughout the rest of the class. If you failed the test, actually it was this, if you get a C or lower on any of the tests, you can take the test home that night, correct all your answers, and get half of the points back. That's easy mode.
At least get a D. So you at least get a D.
You'd at least get a C or a B if you're an F. Like, depending on how low of an F. If you like zeroed it out, I mean, like, yeah, you could maybe just pass. But like, you would literally be able to get it and get half credit back. So like, there was no way you couldn't not pass that class unless you just didn't do the homework. But yeah, and I felt like so bad for that teacher. But yeah, he was just like, you know, straight up, guys, like, I don't. He honestly kind of got pissed once, which I get. But also, like, it's on the kids, too, man. I know those kids could have done math. They just decided not to. Like,
did any of them fail?
Oh, I'm sure. There were people that disappeared within the first couple of weeks that just stopped coming or just dropped out already.
It checks out. You know,
a lot of the basketball kids hung around, though, because they had to. They had to pass. Like, it's not, they wouldn't be able to play sports.
No, for sure. Yeah, I've been handed
They would
fucking
cheat. Like, it was
passes.
just, yeah.
One last school story for me, at least in
Yeah.
chemistry. This was another time when the teacher said y'all failed so bad. It was her first year teaching chemistry. She had to be at least 21 at the time. She was very young, very fat, very young. But she, first year out of school, first of all, she had a lot of lackeys, kids that latched onto her because I don't think she understood the teacher student relationship. Like, I don't feel like any, I don't know, man. It's hard to say, but to be that, just the shit that students told her and what they would tell her, really personal shit. And I'm like, damn, if I had that, communication with you, I might have passed. I mean, better, but you did pass me anyway. But pretty much, she comes in the class one day. Y'all failed this test horribly. She's like, I'm just gonna put all the answers up top on here. She had like 3 page. It was like a 5-page test, and she had laminate. Each one had answers. She had like 3 booklets of it. She could like come look at the answers and look at it and make sure you didn't mess up. So Jackson's like, well, I'm just gonna go up there and take pictures of it. So I
Yeah.
go up there, take a picture of it. I'm not trying to be really offensive, but the autistic kid did try to stop me, and I told him to fuck off and kept walking. I'm not even joking. Right hand to God. I'm not even gonna say his name because I know who it is exactly, and he's very somewhat close friend of the family. Autistic kid. I was taking a picture of my what do you call it, of the test, and he goes, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use it as reference. And I'm like, yep, but I don't really care, so fuck off, don't tell her. Kind of not like fuck off to him, but just like fuck off, don't tell her.
Yeah.
I was in my asshole phase. I still don't feel good about that, obviously, but did that, passed the test, no problem. But so in high school, at least in the United States, there's certain points you need to pass the grades. I'm not going to get super into the point system, but pretty much to pass a class, the minimum you need is 2 Ds in a semester and a D on the final. That is the minimum. That's it. So you need 3 Ds. That's the minimum to pass.
I can't even
So
believe D's are passing.
Oh yeah, D's passed. Yep.
Not in college.
Sorry, dude, I was like a 1.8 GPA. I wish I did a little better in school, but I was just too fucked up mentally to care about it. And it's all right, life goes on. But I got 2 Ds first two semesters. I was like, cool, we got this. Now, as long as I don't fail the final, I'm good. I failed the final.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I fucked up. I have to retake the class. I have to tell mom. She's gonna yell, but fuck it. I ruined it. I will just take it online and skate on through. I check the report card. I go down to P on chemistry. I'm like, what? I go to comments because I put comments on report cards, and it says passed due to percentage. She passed me with 2% because I had to pass a class, you need 60%. She passed me with 61% because she said my 2 Ds were so high because these are about 50, what? These are 50, 59 to max 59 because you need to see.
Oh yeah, 59.
Yeah, so 59. So D's are 59. Both my D's are 59 or whatever they were. And she was like, you passed by 1%. And I didn't even actually
Is
talk
it
to her about it.
69 because 70 is C? So it would be 69 because below 60 is failing.
Maybe yeah. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm giving myself a little more credit than I am. But anyways, she passed me with 1%, and shout out to her because I don't think she wanted any of her students to fail because I did try my best. I at least got 2 Ds, and I got a very high D on the very high F on the test. So shout out to her. I don't remember her name. Fuck, I wish I did. That would be the one teacher I sent a gift basket to, is her at the time, but now it's too late. Hey, maybe you passed me in high school. Here's a gift basket.
Yeah.
When did you graduate? 4 years ago.
We'll get out of the school talk, but I got one for you. I got a pass.
Okay.
Here's the deal. I was never really bad at school. I was a pretty good student for the most part, except my freshman year.
I think you always were. Yeah.
So freshman year I did really bad. So mom and dad were like, you need to go to a different school, figure it out. Cause like I just wasn't adjusting well to high school.
How bad is bad? Like, cause I did bad too. Like just like
for
GPA,
me,
do you remember? Like 1.5?
2.5.
Bro, I got way less than that. And they still kept me in school.
I think they were pissed because my average was like 3.5 to 4.0.
Yeah, they expected it.
Yeah,
sure.
And so I think it's because they expected like
I'm a fucking loser. So
yeah, no, shut up.
He always says
school isn't for everybody, but
you're a loser.
But so what happened was, so they sent me to that other school for freshman year. Now, mind you, I ended up going back 11th and 12th to that other school because I adjusted well. I was like, Mom, Dad, please let me go back with my friends. I promise I'll do well, because I really proved myself sophomore year. But that other school was out of the district, so it had a way different curriculum. So they did things at different times, different classes at different years. So it kind of fucked me up for when I went back to East, but I made up for it. But anyways, I was supposed to take American history in 10th grade. That's how the normal school district does it, how East does it. They don't have you take that in 10th grade at Harbor City. They had you take it in 9th. So I had missed it. So when I went to 10th grade there, I never had to take it. So when I went back to East, they were like, you're going to have to take American history online.
You're like, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit, no, I'm messing it up. So I actually ended up doing American history online over the summer. It was super easy class. I passed it, flying colors A. But it was health class. That's what it was. Now I remember. Health class, they only did twice a week, so it only counted for like 0.25 of a health credit. Remember how you need like a half year of health class?
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a quarter
2
year.
semesters.
I had a quarter year because they only do it 2 days out of the week there. They had a fucking weird ass curriculum at Harbor City. So I go to the lady that does like all the transcripts and stuff at Harbor City. And I was like, oh, she's like, oh, you do need to do American history. Like, you're going to have to do that online. And I was like, shit. And she was like, well, health. Yeah, they're probably going to have to do that too, because you only have a half credit. But you'd have to take a whole health class, though, she said. You wouldn't just be able to do a quarter of it. And I was like, that's tough. And she's like, well, you got a good grade in health. So I literally just see her type change the credit from fucking 0.25 to 5 for me.
I'm out.
0.5 or the half credit.
I'm on my way to murder her because I got fucked in school, bro. I'm just kidding. That's
but anyways, she did that. I'll still remember her. I'm not going to name drop her, but she's great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
She really liked me. She's very nice.
Put in chat. I'll tell everybody. Don't worry about it. Name drop her. Don't even worry about it.
I still had to do American history, which was an extremely easy class, by the way. Especially online. It was just dumb easy. It was like, oh, read this part of the book and then take this test and everything's in the part of the book. Like, it's super easy.
You know what? I don't even know why I got up angrily, because my teacher did basically the same exact thing, except she didn't change the grade literally. But you know what? That it was pretty cool of her. Shout out to cool teachers. But now that you say that, I have one last thing to add to schools, and then I'm done. To graduate, you need about 20 credits, if I believe, because it goes up each school year with like inflation. Apparently, grades get inflated, because I think I remember. I swear to God, in 2020 it was like 17, and then up to 2021 it was like 20 credits because they changed the curriculum. You need, let's say, hypothetically, you need 20 credits to graduate. I knew a kid who graduated with 6 credits, and they just handed it to him. The principal used executive action and said, "We're gonna pass this kid," and passed him. So, just to let you know, if you're really struggling out there, for all those people in high school that are watching this, I kind of hope you're not watching this unless you're 18, honestly. But if you are, at least in the future, it's not a bad time to stop pretending to be a crackhead, because you might as well start pretending to be a crackhead, because crackheads pass, start like acting all dopey and scratching your arms.
I have an opposite method. I have an opposite message. Sorry. Try hard in school. Try your hardest.
I'm talking to the people that are already fucked here.
I know. I know they're already fucked, but it's not the end for them. They can try their best, and I don't know. School isn't for everybody. High school doesn't matter all that much. School before college doesn't matter all that much. But the better you look in high school, the better you're gonna look in college. That's all I'm gonna say.
Get a pack of Marbreds from your dad's closet. Burn a hole in your wrist. Tell him your dad did it. You'll get pity points. You'll pass. It's not that hard.
My dad's
it's
putting
really
cigarettes
simple.
out on me. Pass me in Spanish, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. I've seen it work. So, firsthand experience. I have. Tell me. Don't act like I haven't.
No more school talk. I'm done with school.
We're done with
I'm done with Supreme Court.
I thought school talk was good, though.
Okay, top 5 whitest kids you know sketches. For everybody listening, Whitest Kids You Know is a sketch comedy group. We probably talked about it on the show. You can literally go look up WKUK on YouTube, hit enter. You can find any majority of their sketches. It's a sketch comedy, so it's skits. Jackson.
The whitest guys you know are like 4 letters away, so why not go check it out?
Yeah, Whitest Kids You Know. Yep.
And they're all ready to fuck. I'm just kidding.
So top 5 sketches. I got my top 5 Whitest Kids You Know sketches, but before we go into this, let's just remember, and I have to put out this message, there is not a single bad sketch by the Whitest Kids You Know. It is very hard to find a bad comedy sketch by them. So this top 5 for me was so hard. There are so many I wanted to include in this. I should have just done top 10, but I think I'd still find more that I want to be in the top 10. So anyways, there's going to be sketches getting cut. And no, a majority of the sketches on my top 5 are not like like the Abe Lincoln sketch is like super popular. The Grapist sketch is super popular. None of those are my top 5. Not saying they're not good sketches. They are great in their own right, but I've just seen I think I've seen the entire show, and there are better sketches than those 2 bigger ones, in my opinion.
I'm looking for the more clever ones, but
Yeah.
also, we're unfortunately not going to be playing any of these, but we will tell you the titles so you go and check them out. And I wish we could, but I think we just get DMCA real quick. And
yeah, we can't.
so it's not worth it. On Patreon, maybe in a future date, we could watch some videos together. But when we say all these, just go look it up and get some good laughs out of it.
Jack, how does Sam High do YouTube stream or Twitch streams and then let's like show YouTube videos though?
He's not monetized, so maybe we can do it because
if we
we're not
do
making
a YouTube
any money.
Stream? Yeah.
If we do a stream, no, for sure. I'm pretty sure because I know he's definitely not monetized because as soon as he shows shit, but YouTube again,
all his money comes
monetize
from donations and subscriptions.
YouTube will monetize it still, but they'll take all the revenue is what they'll do. But so he'll just turn it off and be like, "Well, I'm not giving you anything."
Yeah.
So as far as I know, but I don't for videos. No, once you upload it, I think they'll pick it up and be like, "You can't do that." Unfortunately.
Yeah. So everybody listening, check out The Whitest Kids You Know if you haven't. I'm sure you'll have a laugh. You'll find one that's funny. Okay, I'm going to start the top of my list. My top 5 are in no particular order, meaning there's no number 1 for me. These can be ranked however. I don't think I have a favorite sketch. That'd be hard. We'll flip-flop. For me, Charlie Chaplin. You can look up Whitest Kids You Know, Charlie Chaplin, or Hitler. You remember that sketch?
Little Hitler?
No. That's Little Hitler. It's called Charlie Chaplin or Hitler sketch sometimes. But basically, it's the assassination of Hitler, but Charlie Chaplin's there. And he's doing the whole bit. And he's like, that's not Adolf Hitler. That's Charlie Chaplin. He's like, no, what would Charlie Chaplin be doing in Hitler's bunker? And he's doing the little, he's walking, he's falling over the chair, he's doing the whole thing. And then he murders every single American.
Oh, yeah.
There's just a lot of hidden jokes in that sketch I think are super funny. Because, like, they're talking about, after we kill Hitler, like before they breach the door, they're going to name streets after us. And he's like, all right, Broadway, Park, Maine, breach the door, or whatever, like their names are. Like, it's just so funny. There's a lot of, so I really like that sketch. What's one of your top 5?
That's really good. Solid one. I would say I really like the, if I can remember the name of it, I always forget the name. The safety SWAT, I think. Where they're all being very careful. So pretty much it's a SWAT team.
Careful Commandos.
Careful Commandos. Yes, that's what it's called. So I'm going to go into this building. And if you see a guy pointing a gun at me, you tell me, hey, Jackson, that guy's pointing a gun at you. All right. So do that for me. Hey, guys, can I get in on this? It's pretty much just a SWAT team being very safe.
Yeah.
Paul, let's do a little routine. Paul, if I go in there and someone's pointing a gun at me, you shout over, hey, Jackson, that guy's pointing a gun at you, okay?
Yeah, sure, no problem. And if you see a guy pointing a gun at me, be like, hey, Paul, that guy's pointing a gun at you. He's about to shoot you. Yeah.
Of course. You're part of the team.
Yeah. And then like the third or fourth guy's like, hey, guys, can I get in on this whole, that guy's going to shoot at me deal? Yeah, buddy, of course, you're part of the team. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good.
And the drug dealers, and there's drug dealers, and hey, stop making that meth and shoot those guys.
Yeah. Hey, the cops are here. Shoot those guys. Yeah. Next sketch for me. Yeah, check that one out. Next sketch for me is it's either called X-ray goggles or Dog Park. I've seen it listed under either. It's so, I honestly think it might be a bad sketch, but it's so funny. Like the premise of it's ridiculous. It's like a minute long, or not even. It's like a minute and a half long. And it's just like, there's really no dialogue. It's just this like, like porno music almost. Yeah. And these guys, like this guy got a pair of goggles. They're X-ray goggles, but they're not what you think. You put them on and they're at a dog park and they're just looking at dogs' balls. Like all the dogs are like wearing pants and shit. And they're just looking at dogs' balls, like with the X-ray goggles. And he's like, check it out. Like they both have the goggles on. They're just looking at dogs' balls, and they're like,
that's fucking
they're like really liking it. And then like in the background, it's like, oh yeah, dog park. Yeah, it's horrible. Go ahead.
Fuck, I just had one, then I lost it. I'll just go back to the Jaws one. I really like where they
That
zoom in on the girl. That
yeah.
one's really, really funny. That one holds up. So it's just a Jaws monologue where they zoom in on a girl. Check that one out. Just look up WKUK Jaws.
Yeah.
That one's really good. Fuck, man, I had a really, really good one. I lost it, but
Here.
that's solid. I do like the Grapist. The Grapist is good. It's pretty funny.
It's definitely
but,
top 10.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, you can go. You
Yeah,
got one.
while you think of that one, I got one here for you. All I could find it as is
remember
called
now.
Helicopter Wife Cheating. I can't find it with any other
Yeah.
like clever name, but look up WKUK Helicopter Wife Cheating, okay, on YouTube here. It's so It's basically like it's the guy's on the news, he's talking, and he's talking to the guy in the helicopter, and the guy in the helicopter, as he's talking about the weather or something, he's like, is that Meredith? He ends up seeing his wife, who's supposed to be out of town, ends up seeing her car, and you're just hearing the audio from the helicopter guy about like that cheating skank, like because she was supposed to be out of town visiting her mom, so he like calls her and you hear the whole thing. It's so funny. You gotta watch that one. Go ahead, Jack.
That one's solid. I've seen that. That one's really, really good. Great grandmas.
Oh,
No,
that
I'm
one's
looking
good.
for great
That
grandmas.
one's good.
That one's great. It's just a video about a man trying to buy pornography for great grandmas, but he's not looking for great grandmas. He's looking for great grandmas.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You know, he's like, I'm really looking for great grandmas,
Yeah.
but this video was more so like great grandmas. He's like, I'm serious. I don't think any of them knew where they were. Like, he's like,
I got some family-based videos. Here's this one. It's called My Sexy Aunt.
it's an animated.
This is an animated film about an ant. He's a sexy ant.
Yeah.
Look that one out. Check that one out. That one's really, really good. Sam's Muscles. I'm going in for a twofer.
Oh
Sam's
yeah.
run around the room. Run around the room. Run around the room. Check that one
Sam's
out.
Muscles.
Yeah, it's just a guy with Sam's Muscles. The greatest thing about that sketch, and they pointed it out, is that there is no one in the sketch named Sam.
Yeah.
The dude's character is named Darius.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Come on, Darius.
It's
you do
about
this.
Sam's muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sam's
It's
Muscles.
it's about his muscles and him
That
meeting like
one's
his
so-
girlfriend's parents.
Dude, oh, fucking, that reminds me of Hippo in the
Hippo in the
Hippo the
City.
City. But dude, I showed Dad Sam's Muscles, and he thought it was the dumbest fucking thing he's ever seen. I think that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it. I'm like, what don't you get? This is funny. This is funny as fuck. Dude, it's something about like sketches and old people where they don't get the context. Like, what's the context of this?
There is that it's supposed to be
hard.
ridiculous. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
My next one, Irresponsible Television.
great. We just watched that one.
Mainly for the ending of it. The very end. So Irresponsible Television is like a 1 and 10-second sketch, but it has 3 mini sketches within it. It's like commercials. That's why it's called Irresponsible Television. It's like commercials that shouldn't be on the air. First one's okay, the second one's pretty good, but then the third one's the one I like the most, where it's literally just like these 2 little kids, and they're looking at the babysitter, and they're like, oh man, our babysitter's so cute. I sure wish she would give us a kiss. She's like, yeah, she doesn't want to play with little kids like us. And the other one's like, what if we forced her to? As he's like unraveling duct tape, and these kids are like 7. And then the one kid's like, and then it cuts off. Like, it's horrible.
We at Gutterball do support rape. I'm
No,
just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Just kidding.
And then I have one more, but go ahead, Jack. What's your...
I think for my last one, I would just say the jerk sketch. They're going jerk hunting. Just imagine a time in America where instead of hunting Jews, we're hunting jerks, and Nazis are wanting jerks. Jerks as in people who are jerks.
People who
So
are
that one's
assholes.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are assholes. So that one holds up. Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be my favorite. Probably one of my favorites is the jerks. I always show that to people. They think that's pretty funny. You wouldn't be hiding any jerks here, would you?
Yeah.
Wish I
My
could do accents.
Yeah, same. My last one is a Stork Factory, mainly because of just how brutal it ends up
yeah.
becoming, but then also the song at the end is really funny in my
Mhm.
opinion. But like dude's working in the stork factory. It's where babies come from, and he's literally, there's a conveyor belt, there's babies coming down. The guy is working on the conveyor, he's putting the babies in the stork's mouth and sending them away, and he'll be like, to India, to India, away, stork, away. Or he'd be like, to some 17-year-old girl in Chicago or something.
Yeah.
And like he'll just like send it to horrible places. But then like management comes down. They're like, hey, I think the world's good on babies, and you've also just been sending them to like not some great places. And he's like, to some place in the desert, like just like horrible. And they're like, he's like, so what? You're saying that there can't be any more babies? He's like, the world always needs more babies. He's like, no, we're shutting it down. And then he hears that, and the guy in it, he snaps. He starts stabbing the babies as they come down. He's popping their heads. He's killing them. It's horrible. Again, this is a comedy sketch, so it's all very fake looking. They're like dolls. Then at the very end, there's like just like an unannounced like doo-wop music song of them talking about children as their future, and one of them's doing like the highs and the lows. It's really funny. I really like that sketch. That's a well-rounded sketch.
The running gag with Whitest Kids You Know is that they don't know how to finish any of their sketches.
Yeah.
And if you watch like a handful, you'll be like, yeah, this is okay.
Yeah, they don't know how to finish.
That is a perfect example of that. The other one is Scrubbling Bubblies, where at the end the dude just gets on a skateboard, breaks out the window, and smashes into the ground.
Yeah, he like grinds down the side of the building.
Yeah, the tone of the entire sketch doesn't even match the pace of that whole fucking 10-second clip, but that's great.
Yeah,
it's really, really funny shit.
But everybody, Whitest Kids You Know, if you haven't watched any sketch comedy at all, or you haven't seen a majority of those sketches we listed, go check them out. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you're gonna laugh at least one of those we listed, if not multiple. And those are that's just the top layer. There are so many good sketches, dude. Remember the flower monster?
Yeah, we could talk about sketches for literally days and not even be done. We could do an entire cast where we talk about them.
And I was
talking one of them on there.
I was talking about this. I would love to do a Whitest Kids You Know sketch tier list. I just didn't have time to build one up. But we should do that. We should get somebody on that knows the sketches though too, like a guest.
Yeah, we'd have to. It's such a niche, fucking comedy duo. You know, all the rage right now is I think you should leave. So it's really hard to find someone that knows what the Whitest. I honestly don't think I've probably told the Whitest Kids You Know to dozens of people, and I don't think I've had one to say, yeah, I know who they are. And it's whatever. Same with $1 Million Extreme. I don't know what it is. It's just so niche, I guess.
Well, a lot of people are we forget it, Jack. A lot of people are sheltered from like that edge of like it's darker comedy. A majority of it.
Yeah,
Sam, $1 Million Extreme, especially a lot of subliminal messaging.
Yeah, no, that's it's not bad. It's funny. It's great content, but I think Whitest Kids You Know is probably a little easier to get into. And
100%.
I think what it boils down to is if you're a little soy boy or not. And if you are, stay away from both these.
I mean,
don't want you
at that time, you could say the F word on TV.
Faggot?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Faggot? I'm just kidding.
Well, you can say it. I'm not part of that group.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Man, I wish you could still say it on TV. Damn. Dude, remember, have you ever seen that time when what do you call it? Beyond Scared Straight aired uncensored in the 90s? Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, dude, that's the most violent episode.
Really?
You have to watch that. Dude, you have to watch it. It's uncensored. Only aired on TV once. It is so fucking funny because it's not censored at all. So these guys would be like, to these kids, dude, he'd be like, I'm gonna fuck that, I'm gonna fuck that, you're gonna be my bitch, dude. Dude, the Kool-Aid scene is infamous. That's just some dark shit, dude.
Really?
They make the kid put Kool-Aid on his lips. He's like, that's how I'd make you suck my dick with them Kool-Aid lips. And it's, dude, all on TV. It's on YouTube right now. It is fucking foul. They like slam these kids, just yelling in their face, dude. It's crazy shit, man. I think one of them does get assaulted at some point, and one of the kids punches a guard too. It's what. Beyond Scared Straight in the 90s is fucking wild, dude. You got to check that out.
I think Scared Straight is still a good idea, but I think they should go about it a different way. Like taking those bad kids or kids going down a bad path and just somehow showing them a video or like a documentary of somebody's life just going down the journey.
So they don't get hurt there. They just get screamed in the face. I think that's good. And honestly, as far as I know, Beyond Scared Straight, most episodes, and I've seen a lot, end with every single kid turning around. There's that few example where they don't, and guess what? That kid ends up going to jail. So I guess he wasn't. Really
or like what I would really like is to see it where like they'll okay, you want to be a tough guy? Let's spar. He throws him gloves. He puts gloves on.
That should be good. No, there's a lot of videos on YouTube.
Starts bullying him. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those videos. Like that one where that dad makes the kid fight a fighter because he was bullying another younger kid.
Yeah, bully
so
beatdown.
The dad makes his son. Yeah, bully beatdown. Yeah,
show. Yeah, Bobby Green was on that show.
That wasn't a show. That was a YouTube video, but I didn't know
Bully
Oh yeah, I
Beatdown?
forgot about Bully Beatdown. Oh yeah.
Dude,
Dude, didn't some kid get like suplex and like fucked up though? Am I misremembering
there's
that?
an episode where one of the bullies actually beats the fucking
Oh,
professional
he
fighter.
does. That's what I'm
Like
thinking
actually
of. Yeah.
beats him up.
He whips
Like
his ass,
bad.
yeah.
But Bobby Green, I don't think he actually ended up having a fight, but Bobby Green made an appearance. He's like, "What's up?" He's like, "You ready to go?" And then the guy just backed out.
Yeah.
He just backed
you don't wanna
out.
fight
You don't
Bobby
want to fight
Green.
Bobby Green. Drew Dober knocked out Bobby Green, but like you don't
You're
want
not
to
Drew
fight.
Dober.
Yeah, you're not Drew Dober. You don't.
Yeah.
That head movement, like you can't see the punches coming from up. You don't want to fight Bobby Green, dude.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how much power is coming behind that. You'd be toast in 5 seconds.
It's not even
flat.
the power. It's you wouldn't even be able to hit him. He's so
No, you wouldn't
fucking
even see
elusive
it.
because he's hands down, like just moving. Like he's very
You'd see his
different.
heel once it hits your face. And
Yeah,
that'd be it.
exactly.
You know, literally.
I mean, he knocked out Ally Quinto with just one of those straight shot jabs, like knocked him down and then finished him.
It's all about the angles and how it clips him, man. It's super easy like that. And then once you see a professional like that get knocked out, you realize how scary fighting is. Because if they can get knocked out, well, I am definitely getting knocked out.
Yeah, dude.
You know, that's why I always am like, well, I'm not gonna fight anybody
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get knocked the fuck
Speaking
out.
of that, you remember who's Bobby Green's fighting? He's fighting Tony Ferguson
I was
here.
about to say,
like next month.
Man, you should have given me a chance.
It's all good. It's gonna be a good fight.
kidding, no.
We're gonna have to
That'd be
watch
cool.
that one.
Yeah, no, I'll check that one out for sure. I think from an outside UFC perspective, Tony's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, he's on the
But,
downtrend.
yeah. He's been on the downtrend the last
6 fights.
6
5
fights. Yeah,
fights.
right?
5, 6 fights.
6 fights. So RIP to Tony. This should probably be his last fight. Maybe if he loses, honestly, Bobby Green will get the quick, swift W, I suspect, but maybe not. We'll see. You know, that's the mystery. I think it'll be fun to watch.
It
though,
could just
at least.
be 3 rounds of Bobby outpointing Tony, and it just goes to decision.
That'd suck. Because I want to see someone get knocked out.
I could see Tony getting frustrated trying to hit Bobby.
True.
But also his striking's very unorthodox. I don't know where Tony's at, right? Where he's at, because the last 5, 6 fights we've seen Tony, he's been the first 3 losses. Okay, the first loss, it was classic Tony. He got beat by Gaethje. He got really fucked up. I think that's what changed him. The next 2 fights, he got sat on the whole time. Oliveira, Dariush. And then the couple fights after that, well, one of them he was knocked out brutally. But that first round in that fight where he was knocked out brutally, he was knocked out in the second round, he looked like classic Tony. Like he could have won that fight if he didn't get caught. He was doing really well. Some people say Tony won that first round against Chandler. And then
I think so.
And then like that last fight where he went up to 170 and fought Nate Diaz, he was just fucking around. It's like he wasn't even taking it seriously. And then he got put into one of the dumbest positions. He tried to take Nate Diaz down and got put in a guillotine or whatever.
Done for.
Or rear naked choke.
Cyril gone. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Cyril gone?
Didn't he get put in a guillotine?
Yeah, by John Jones in like fucking 30 seconds. That was it. Because John Jones doesn't fuck around.
What did you mean by the dumbest move? Is it just because it's easy to do, or easy?
Nate Diaz is known for that. He did that to I think Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
he's just like
wasn't that also a last minute swap up too? If I
100%. He wasn't supposed to fight Nate.
Wasn't he supposed to fight that Russian guy?
Nate was supposed to fight Khamzat Chimaev. Tony was supposed to fight. All I know his name by is the Leech, but he's just Chinese guy. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing that. And then the Leech guy. I remember the Leech got knocked out. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, or maybe he did the knocking out.
No, I think he.
I remember I watched that fight though. Didn't he, one of those? I thought he got knocked out, but
I don't know.
Somebody got knocked out.
I think he got robbed. Well, yeah. Anyways, Khamzat Chimaev submitted Kevin Holland in like fucking a minute, which we all thought was going to happen with that last minute change up. Anyways, what was I talking about? UFC?
Yeah, UFC.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson.
Bully Beatdown. Yeah. I don't know.
Bully Beatdown. Yeah, we were talking about TV shows that are crazy that they exist.
Can I talk about this new TV show I've been really liking?
I guess if it's fucking cool, if enough.
My
podcast.
I've been watching a show that was, I think it's still on Adult Swim. It says it isn't canceled. Like they're still doing another season, but it's called Primal. Just Primal. It's a TV show on Adult Swim. The episodes are about 20 to 25 minutes. And it's a no dialogue show, meaning like really the only dialogue is screaming and grunting and yelling. And that might sound scary, but it's an animated show about a caveman and a dinosaur that become friends back in like prehistoric period. But obviously it's a cartoon, so it's almost like, think of Samurai Jack-esque animation. It's like that, but like a primal show of like cavemen. And then the first episode, it's actually kind of brutal, bro. Caveman's fishing. He runs back home. He's bringing the fish, and then he sees his 2 kids and his wife get eaten by dinosaurs. And then he obviously attacks the dinosaurs. They run off or something. But then he's all sad and depressed. And then towards the end of that first episode, he comes across 2 little baby dinosaurs, and it's either we don't know if it's a mom or dad, but it's a big dinosaur. And the dinosaur's obviously threatened by the caveman, and he's like, he doesn't mean any harm. But then the same type of dinosaurs that killed his wife and his kids come and start attacking, and they eat the fucking kid dinosaur, like the babies, in front of the mom, the dad dinosaur, even though they like end up fighting him off, and he saves the parent dinosaur. And anyways, at first, it doesn't even give him a name. It's just Beast and Man. And all the description of the videos, it's like Beast and Man go on this adventure or whatever. But we find out that their names are, because the caveman uses a spear. His name is Spear, and the dinosaur's name is Fang. And then the first and second episode are kind of slow, because it's like building their relationship. Like the second episode is them fighting all the time, just trying to coexist with each other, like hunting for food and stuff. Like they don't get along. But then, like, you get in the third, fourth episode, it starts getting spicy, like cartoon-esque, like stuff that isn't realistic, but it's cool. And I really like the show. For, like, no dialogue, it keeps me very entertained, just because the eyes and the facial animation for expression and just, like, the slow move, it's super good.
Are they 11-minute bites or whole-ass episodes?
20 to 25 minutes.
Fuck, that's long.
It doesn't seem long.
It is cool. I like the animation style is very, very neat.
And they're doing a third season. I'm just halfway through the first season right now.
Nice. That one sounds cool.
And episodes go after one another, meaning like you need to kind of watch them in order. It isn't just like you can just pick one up like a cartoon, majority is.
I kind of figure that. Dude, dinosaurs are so underused in media. Like all you really see them in is big screen is Jurassic Park, and that series sucks. So
you don't really see video games either.
Yeah, dinosaurs are, dude, they literally were on Earth, and people are like, whatever. Those are, fuck Ark. Ark is a dumpster fire game. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone's like, you played Ark? No, because it's a piece of shit. Same with DayZ. It's a piece of shit. I don't want to play it. Even you yourself, every goddamn day is DayZ is shit. I'm sick of, I'm not here to, I don't even want to care. My first 5 minutes into that game, I fell through the fucking ground. So it's like 20 years old. How is it that bad? God damn, I hate that game.
You need to play with me on a modded server. Make another Turok game, or remaster the old. That was like we were Dinosaur Hunter or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like PlayStation 1.
Cool. Well, I just like the idea of Primal. Like, why not make that a live action, like a big ass, because they can do it now. Yeah, I think that'd be.
What if they made a game where it's like Cabela's Dangerous Hunts, except you're like a primal guy hunting dinosaurs and like collecting hides and like surviving and building, crafting, and probably just describing Ark Survival Evolved. But that game was a dumpster fire.
Far Cry Primal was right next to that, but they decided to go the indigenous route with having like bobcats and tigers and lions and like realistic shit. And it was kind of boring. Like I didn't like that game. I don't know if you played Far Cry Primal. I beat it, but it wasn't that great.
I didn't. I'm gonna come out on a limb here and say most of the Far Cries kind of suck.
They all do kind of suck.
I don't really like them.
They're not fun.
It doesn't matter how many fucking actors you bring into the game. I don't care. I think I played probably 3 of them now, and I haven't played the most recent, but every time I play them, I'm just disappointed. And same with Just Cause. Played 2 and 3. Those are just fun to goof around in the multiplayer mods, but that's about it.
With the grappling hook, when it came out at the time, with the grappling hook, and you could attach them to cows and helicopters and shit, that was fucking fun. I would do that for hours, but yeah, those games suck at the end of the day. They're not even that good. AAA games.
Speaking of games, I got a PlayStation 5 on the 4th of July. My girlfriend got it for me.
Wonderful.
Shout out, love her. But I got a bunch of good games for it. I'm going to jump into those really quick. So I bought 4. I got the disc version, okay? Because I want to have discs and the ability to like borrow games to people. I got 4 games on disc and I bought a few digital. The only reason why I bought some digital is because like, of course, it was the 4th of July. I knew as soon as I was going to unbox it and play that they were going to have some type of 4th of July PlayStation sale. So I did buy some games that were on sale. On disc though, I got Demon Souls. Haven't played it yet, but I hear it. I heard that it's like the best looking game on one of the best looking games on PS5 so far. Like actually next gen. So I'm excited to play that. I got Ghosts of Tsushima, which I've already played. That game is freaking sick.
Tsushima.
Yeah. Have you played that game? Have you seen gameplay?
I've seen it.
It's gnarly. It's pretty sick. And then I got Resident Evil Village, which I already played the first part of. Fucking scary. I didn't know.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't know like you were supposed to like die or whatever that first part. I was like collecting ammo, running around the whole village and just dumping guys with the shotgun and the pistol. Then there was this big dude.
Yeah, it's just a time thing.
Yeah. And then eventually like I got knocked down or whatever. And I don't know where I'm at now. I just stopped after that point.
Okay. Wait, one tip before I forget. If you collect any type of meat, fish, boar, fucking pig, this can be not a mild spoiler. You can't use the fish until later into the game. The meat, any type of meat. So don't sell it. Just keep it.
Okay.
Just stow it away. Because if you sell it, because there's only a finite amount of meat in the game, and if you throw it or sell it, which you can, you won't have enough to use it later, and you'll need it. Okay. And the game won't tell you that.
What's it used for?
Not gonna spoil that.
Okay, no problem.
But it's more fun if you just find it yourself. But just remember, if you get any meat, don't sell it. Because I sold it and then I couldn't get shit later on, and I was like, "Fuck, that sucks." And they don't tell you when they give you meat so early in the game that you don't think you're gonna use it, but then like 5 hours later, you're like, "Oh, now I need it." So that's just one tip. Fantastic game though.
Yeah. And again, I played every one of these games a little bit, except for Demon Souls yet. Just because I wanted to try a little bit of every game. I just wanted to like see how games play on it. I got the Dead Space remake, played the first thing of that. They did a really good job on that, first of all. Second of all, I don't think it should be $60, but I still bought it anyways, pre-owned for like $55, but it's really good. Like it's fucking scary, dude. I forgot how scary that game is. Like it's just it's horrible. Well,
how do you compare the Resident Evil 4 to Village? What do you think scarier? Or excuse me, not Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil Village
Dead
to Dead Space?
Yeah.
I think Village is just more unsettling.
Definitely is.
Dead Space is like, it's gonna be spooky. Like it's all dark all the time. And then those are the 4 games I got on disc, but then digitally I bought UFC 4 because I have UFC 2. Arguably that was the best one they've made in my opinion. But UFC 4 I heard was horrible, but it was 90% off. It was $6 down from 60.
Maybe that's your first warning that it's shit.
I bought it. I actually kind of like it. They fucked up the ground and pound and some other aspects in it. But, I mean, I got starched my first one. And then, like, now I'm getting good at it now. I'm learning the movement. It's fun. You can create your own fighter. And I literally just made me to a T fighting in featherweight. Nice. But the only change I did is I put FYE in, like, that horrible, like, you know, like the tattoo font. I put Phi right across my back shoulder blades.
I used to make really fucked characters, but my signature was always writing "cum" across my chest.
Fuck off.
CUM.
I'm Paul the Pistol Phi. That's the name.
How about Paul the Piss?
Yeah, the piss.
You're just yellow.
The pisser.
You're just yellow.
Yeah,
you can do that. I love the creativity and the customization in those games are fun as hell.
Yeah, and then the other 2 digital games I bought was Resident Evil 3 remake. Haven't played that. Really good. I haven't played it yet. I was gonna buy 2, but I didn't.
Short.
And then I got remember the MTX versus ATV games? Remember like the dirt bike games? They made one of those for the newest gen, I think.
Oh yeah,
I bought it and I was playing. It's open world. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's pretty fun. I've only played it a little bit, just like ripping
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I sunk a lot of hours in a Resident Evil 3. You will play and you'll be like, wow, this is incredibly short. And you're going to be like, yeah, it was short as fuck. Really good game, though.
Next on my list is like Resident Evil 4 Remake and all these other games. The only reason why I didn't buy more is because I've already bought plenty of games now. I have enough to keep me busy for quite a while. I'm still in the middle of 2 games on my computer I want to finish. And I don't want to neglect these because then I have to go back and relearn Returnal, you know, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to kind of bits of them at a time. That's why I ain't gonna touch Demon Souls for a while as much as I want to, or who knows, maybe I'll beat all of Demon Souls in like a week. I don't know. But I'm liking the PS5 so far. Aside from games, cool. The controller's sick. Okay, I really like the controllers for it. They're awesome. The console itself, though, it's fast. The graphics are good. Boy, did they fuck up the home screen. The dashboard.
Is it bad, the UI?
Dude,
shitty.
It's just like, why couldn't you have just... Remember how, between the PS3 and the PS4, The home screens were pretty much the same. They just refined and made icons look a little different. They just refined, like made it look more modern. They did that. It's kind of the same, but now there's like ads and it's like an Xbox home screen. There's like so much shit. I don't even know if it's ads. It's just the way the layout is and the overlay where like there's the menu and then there's a sub menu for power. Whereas like I liked how like the power button was in the main menu. Like it's just, they added these like 3 different sub menus or 2 different sub menus. And I don't like it. Sure, it's just me trying to get used to something new, but I just think it's a poor layout. It's not as efficient as like the PS4. I do think it's super cool that like I can play any of my PS4 games essentially on there. I mean, I already downloaded Burnout and I transferred all my cloud data, my saves from the PS4.
We gotta rank UIs at some point. It's a tier list.
Yeah, rank
interfaces.
Console dashboards. Yeah, I agree. We should do that. But other than that, really looking forward to it. This ties into my next topic, and I know I'll let you do the next one, but my surgery's coming up on Tuesday. What do I plan on doing for a week? I plan on cranking out as much of that PS5 as I goddamn can, and some ceramics, I think, because I'm gonna get bored of gaming pretty quick.
I'm happy because I want you to play Resident Evil Village. Do you know about the baby? Have you heard about that?
Nope.
Okay, good. Dude,
I don't know anything about this game.
I know
you to
nothing. Film. I wish you could stream your entire, because man, I've never been more scared in my life than at that part of that game. It was so terrifying, but it's so fun.
Can't you just stream the Twitch from your PS5 now, or like your PlayStation?
I think you might be able to, but I think it'd be so funny to see your reaction, because I've just seen no one has reacted positively to that. It's horrifying, but no, that's good to recover from that. No, that'll be good.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. The recovery from surgery stream.
Yeah, you could do that. That should be fun.
I'm gonna stream 24 hours.
How long are you be in recovery? Like a week, 2 weeks?
It could be up to 2 weeks. I only took a week
are you
off
gonna
of work.
Just work from home then, or no? Week off work.
I took a week off of work so far.
Oh, nice. Okay,
a whole week.
Nice.
Because I told them like I could probably still do work, but I don't want to come in and like, yeah. I just told them I
give you some benzos.
Oh, I think so.
Little silly ass, a little hydro.
They're gonna give me something for the pain. But anyways, really looking forward to that. Ceramics, gaming. Looking forward to that. And not looking forward to the surgery, but just looking forward to just like...
Yeah, that's going to suck.
Being lazy as fuck, because I don't get to do that much anymore.
Just the word surgery makes my stomach turn upside down. And I hate it.
Really?
And I can't even think about it. Yeah. I'm gonna throw up, dude. It just makes me think about getting surgery. I don't want surgery on anything. Stay away. Keep the needles away from me unless you're full of heroin. God damn, I'm just kidding.
You know what I always thought? I always thought like protein bars and like flavored shit that has protein or stuff that's supposed to be healthy for you is bad for you. Like a majority of those things can be if you eat them all the time. But then I see like the guy that I love to watch on fitness, Dr. Mike Israetel. I see him on Instagram breakfast, and he's just having like 2 pure protein brownies, a Quest bar, and a protein shake because it meets all his macros and it's easy. It's funny you bring that up. I had my first Quest bar this week and bought protein chips.
They're not good for you, but to just have a lot of protein in them. Mary said Anthony likes them. They're all right. They don't taste bad. They're just baked.
Yeah, Quest stuff supposedly is not great for you. Like anything Quest. There's a lot of artificial bullshit in it.
Well, I'm not buying these again. The chocolate brown plus just tastes like shit, and I really don't want
to
eat
any
more of these.
The 2 best ones I found so far, the ones I've had. Chocolate chip cookie dough.
I hear you.
And chocolate chip cookie dough and the raspberry cheesecake or raspberry swirl. Yeah, the bars.
Okay.
Try chocolate chip cookie dough.
These ones are actually good for you. Like I've seen dietitians and Yuka verified them. The Lynn and Larry's, the complete bars. These also kind of taste like shit. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, Lynn and Larry's stuff tastes horrible.
Yeah, but it's so good for you.
I know.
It's like it's fucking, it does taste like shit. I've eaten like 2 of these bars and I don't even know if I could stomach another one. Just looking at it makes me sick. But it's just so much protein. And if you want sweets, you're like, fuck, I want sweets, but this is my sweets, and I don't want sweets now. So then you just don't eat it.
Yeah.
It's sad, but no, this is what the grind is, man. I'm really trying to just see what I can do in a whole month. I'm trying to lose like fucking another 15 pounds, just grind out, really just watch what I eat.
I'm getting in
only for 30 days.
I'm getting into the protein stuff now. Aside from actual powder protein, I'm getting into like protein-esque meals, like bars, and you can get Quest pizza that's supposedly high in protein, like frozen pizza.
Yeah,
I never tried
that
it.
is. I've heard it's I've heard it's good from
I don't
some
know.
people, but bad from others.
If I feel like if I start going down the frozen food protein path, it won't be good. So I'm just gonna stick with like the chicken and rice and the prepping I'm doing.
Anything natural, not frozen, is gonna be good for you.
Yeah,
For sure. How much protein are you getting when you work out? You want a bulk, right? Or maintenance?
I'm on a
I guess. What are
maintenance
you getting? Like 150, 200 grams?
for a day.
Yeah.
Is it based on? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what you want if you bulk is you want 1.5 times your body weight in grams. So if you're 200 pounds, you want what, 3 fucking 50 or whatever it is? Or yeah,
So
300
I'm
grams.
like 155, and I think they base the macros on here based on grams.
Yeah.
So I have 155 grams of protein today, 45 grams of fat, and 120 grams of carbs a day.
It's really, really good. 155 grams of protein. Are you still eating chicken and rice every day?
Yeah, chicken, rice, or steak. I switch it
Nice.
up and do steak in the evenings because I like a nice steak.
That's actually a lot of protein. This shit. That's like about what I'm taking, what I took in today. It's
And
good
that,
stuff.
remember, I count everything. I count my protein shake as the macros. So like tonight for dinner, dude, I already had my dinner. I had a Quest cookie dough bar, a protein shake, because this was just after I worked out or ran
Yeah.
or did cardio. I had 10 almonds
Just 10?
and 275 grams of watermelon.
Nice, dude. It sounds like you're really on top of that shit. So how many
'Cause
calories you hit today?
I don't count calories. I've never counted calories. I do not count calories at all. I never have,
So
and I
what
probably
are
should.
macros then?
Macros are protein, fat, and carbohydrates.
Really? I count That's weird. It doesn't even say calories. Does it even compute that?
I count macros.
Really?
This app counts macros.
Right.
You can get apps that count calories. I count
That
all.
shit's beyond me.
Don't get me wrong. I could be eating like shit and hitting these macros, but you're gonna find you're gonna have a hard time getting high enough protein eating like shit, and
No,
not
you
just
are.
carbs and fat. So this app, even Dr. Mike Israetel, he designed this app. He also designed the hypertrophy, the new app about working out. I haven't tried that one because I do different workouts, but the RP Diet app does not count calories. He's like, I use MyFitnessPal to count calories, but he's also all into it. He does everything. I don't count calories. I haven't. Should I be counting calories? Probably once I start getting into bulking and cutting, I'm probably going to want to count calories. As far as a maintenance, I'm just making sure I'm hitting the macros. Am I losing weight?
Okay.
Yes. Am I gaining muscle? Yes. That's all that matters to me.
If you had to estimate, what would you put yourself at? Like 2,000? Probably like 2,000, right? That sounds like a 2,000
1500.
1,500.
Fit between 15 and 2, probably lower. Fit some days maybe 13. It really depends.
I'm just generally curious. I don't mean to pry.
No, it's okay to pry. Really, what I should do is, because I have everything scheduled in RP Diet, it wouldn't be that. The thing is, I don't want to pay for MyFitnessPal. That's my only problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for it because I already pay for RP Diet.
I didn't know that
I want
RP wouldn't
yeah,
in calories.
I just want to punch all this. I could just punch all this into MyFitnessPal for a meal and be like, what does it say? But I just don't want to pay for it.
Curious. No, that's valid. I mean, you're already paying for the one thing. Yeah, I just want to see, because your progress is very evident. I just want to see what calories you're hitting. I bet you're probably hitting under. I mean, if you're doing it maintenance, then you're probably fine. If it's just a process.
Yeah,
it's working for you though.
Yeah. I mean, eventually things are gonna have to change. Like when I get into that bulk, I'm probably gonna have to count calories to make sure I'm hitting the calorie mark. But again, this app has bulk and whatever built in. Why not just go with the macros and see what happens? Start with the macros, not counting calories, see what happens. Just go
from there.
Yeah, and go from there.
What I've heard is if you're doing a bulk, at least from people who are bulking, you start with an extra like 300 calories on top of what you normally eat. But on top of that, you take in like an extra 100 grams of protein. So you're getting, at least that's what Derek more plates per dates Derek said. So I don't know if you want to do it.
I need to watch him because he has really good tips on during a bulk how to squeeze in that extra amount of protein and stuff you need towards the end. And he's got some tricks.
Drinking egg whites. Yes, sir. Straight up. Liquid egg whites. Pasteurized. You don't have to cook them. Start drinking, boy.
God.
It tastes like sugar water. I've had it. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's all right.
I'll try it. Yeah, but yeah, so it's going good for me. But again, I've been really bad this last couple weeks with snacking, bro. I was so pissed at myself not this last weekend, but the weekend before, on just how bad I fucked myself undoing all the progress I did in a week. Like I
Like,
could
did you
tell.
gain any weight?
I gained
You
weight,
just
but then
feel
you can tell.
lethargic.
You can tell because when you look at yourself 3 to 4 times a day in the mirror, you can tell. And I got a little doughy again. You can
You
tell.
can't tell.
Like I
Is it
gained.
because of the? Is that why you want to eat more? Is that the problem?
Yeah,
Is that what's
that's part of
happening?
it. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's just like
that's what I do.
8 p.m. past. It's bad news bears for me. So like right now, I ate an ungodly amount of watermelon. I ate 275 grams of watermelon. You might not think that that's a lot. That's all. That's not counting the rind. I literally
Oh,
shaved it
okay.
and only
Yeah.
weighed the red. That's so much watermelon. I was coming in here, my stomach was so bloated from all the watermelon. I was like,
It is a
oh.
lot.
And I ate.
Just imagine that amount of weed.
Yeah, dude. I ate that much watermelon, 10 almonds, a protein shake, and a fucking Quest bar, which are like thick to put down. So, yeah, man, I'm just keeping on the grind, doing what I can. I'm gonna my maintenance ends this upcoming weekend. I'm gonna extend it until September. I plan on really trying to be my best self by September because when I go to Norway, I'm going to just take a week off of everything. When I go to Norway, I'm not counting that week. And when I come back, it's bulk time. You think that's the right way to do it? Because I'd hate to start a bulk right before I go and then I really have to. Yeah. But I feel like Norway, I want to have a good time. I don't want to have to worry about counting shit and tracking shit. I'm just going to go to Norway, do my thing, not worry about diet. I'm going to worry about what I eat. Like I ain't going to overeat, but I'm going to start my bulk as soon as I get back, which means like
Oh no, keep going. You're good.
But yeah, and just start fucking really just bulking. See what happens. Become a little chunky boy.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can just research everything you need to know about it.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go when you do pull the trigger. So nice. I think that'll all work out for the best. It'll be gnarly as hell. We look at fit boys. I think we might honestly be one of the healthiest podcasters on the internet right now.
I don't know. We're competing with PKA.
Yeah,
Taylor may be a big boy, but Taylor on PKA, he's jacked. Like he might be like a heavier guy, but he's jacked underneath that fat. I mean, you heard about Taylor's wife, right?
Yeah, I know they got divorced.
Poor guy.
Steroids. We're not doing steroids though, so I think we got the leg up.
Yeah.
Poor yeah.
No,
I mean, poor guy.
Taylor's rejoined the Church of Kyle, as he says.
Yes, he has. Stay single. Yeah, I just couldn't. I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine if I was divorced, wanted to tell people that on the internet.
Well, that's why he did, dude. That's what I knew.
But here's the thing, though.
I thought like his wife died.
I go back to Reddit comments, and everybody already called it like 5 months before it happened. They're like, Taylor's divorced, and I'm like, huh. He probably is, and I just didn't think it came out because I listened to that. I listen to every PKA now, honestly, when it comes out, and he said it recently in the last couple.
He just first came out about it, and I didn't think he ever would, but he was like, "Hey guys, as everyone, Woody and Kyle know, but everybody else should know, I got divorced." And the reason why I feel bad is because his wife had like spine cancer. She had like a surgery done. He brought her to the Mayo Clinic. He spent all his money on her, which may be medical bills still in his name or hers, but no, she fucking, I guess. Taylor from PKA's wife cheated on him because she came home late one night. She told him, and he said, "Get out of my house." He was like, "Leave. Like, I can't be with you." And cheating's the final straw, especially for me. That's it. You cheat, see ya. Like, that's it.
See you later, buddy. Yeah, you're done. No, I agree.
And so I just feel really bad for him because he is seriously the nicest fucking guy on that show. Taylor actually is the nicest guy, and that's nothing against Kyle and Woody. It's just Taylor's genuinely usually I believe the nicest guy, one of the funniest too.
No, he 100% is. I agree, without a doubt.
But I would love to. God, I wish I was taller so I could challenge Taylor to YouTube boxing if we got bigger. A podcast to podcast.
How
boxing.
tall is he?
I think he's taller. I think he's I think he's like 6 foot.
I don't care how tall any of them are. I guarantee you I could win against every single one.
I think he could beat Kyle.
I don't care because just knowing them and how they talk, none of them have ever trained once in that. I don't care how many weights you have lifted.
Woody's the only one that's actually done BJJ or wrestling.
Woody and Kyle I'd worry about just because they can get that $1 million trainer. I have to go to Zach on the corner of the street, to teach me to fight better, and
which
sparring,
is nothing wrong with because he's a good trainer.
I would no, there is nothing wrong with that. I would take my chances every day with any one of them. And I would probably win. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna talk full of myself. So that's a challenge to you, Woody, Taylor, and Kyle.
On
I'm ready to fight
PKA.
whenever you are, you fucking cowards.
I
beat the piss
I'm
out
not
of you.
supporting this. I like them. They're cool.
Yeah, I'd like
if they want to
I'd
fight,
like
I'm
them, but
down.
I'm still gonna beat the piss out of them until they're bleeding and crying, of course. But I still like them. Much respect, you know. As Mike Tyson said, "I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot." Favorite quote. Boom. That's all I got to say.
What do you think of this light down here? All my
think it's a
listeners
piece of
that are
shit.
seeing the video version, see this PlayStation light?
Only cool people watch video.
See, Destiny got this for me, and like ever since, like sometimes the lights don't work. Like all of them are supposed to be lighting up, and as you can see, the circle and the X of the PlayStation just aren't lighting it up. But look, you can change the modes. It's supposed to like switch to them. Look at it, it's just flickering, like it's not working as it should. Like it's a fucking like I don't know why it does this. It's just a piece of shit, dude. Like I just want to like
This is a piece of shit.
fucking take it apart, dude. I just
Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
That'll
I
fix
got
it.
the square. I got the square. I got the fucking square. I got the fucking square. The light works really good now. I fixed it.
Sponsored by Sony.
Sponsored by Sony. Dude, I actually like fucked up my desk with that.
Yeah, I was kind of getting sick of that light. I'm gonna be real. I'm glad you got rid of it.
It didn't work very well. I'm
Its aura
disappointed.
mocked me.
Its aura mocked you. I'm very disappointed.
I think it's better in pieces in the trash can.
Yeah, I don't know where the triangle went. Part of the circle's over there.
That's pretty cool. Those are priceless works of art now.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about, Jack, unless you do.
No, I think I'm good. We could probably wrap her up, honestly. See nothing wrong with that. I think we got a solid hour and a half or whatever it ended
Hour
up
and
being.
40. It's been an hour.
Jesus.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gutterball 55. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
All that jazz.
Yeah, if you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. If you want to be a guest, please let us know. Again, in the comments or gutterballbusiness@gmail.com. Email us. Tell us what you're about. Come on the show. We'll talk about whatever you want. That's it. Anything from you,
That's it.
Jackson? All right.
I got nothing. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it.
Gutterball 55.